Good morning, fifth graders. It's Mrs. Mink coming at you with my cup of coffee today. It says, "You're the bee's knees." Well, I thought that you guys are all the bee's knees because you've been having to do all this learning from home. And I thought to celebrate that you're the bee's knees, I'd wear my yellow sweater because it reminds me of bees. So today what we're going to take a look at is estimation and multiplication and how we use those two things together. So just to get us started, estimation, let me take a breath here for a second. Estimation is basically a way to get our numbers to friendly numbers that makes it easy to multiply, okay? And so what I want you to think about when you estimate is, how can I round my numbers to the easiest number I can to either multiply, add, subtract, divide, any of those operations that you're using. Whenever we estimate, we want to get our numbers to a place where we can do it up in our heads, okay? So the first problem we're going to take a look at is 37 times 52. You can see it right up behind me. When I hop into my bathtub. And if we have our first problem, 37 times 52, since both my numbers are dealing with I have numbers no bigger than the tens place, so we have our ones place, tens place, we're going to round to the nearest 10, okay? If we had numbers in the hundreds, we're going to round to the nearest 100, and thousands, and so forth. So 37, you always want to think about, is it closer to 30 or 40? Well, in this case, since it's the 7 in the ones place is bigger than 5, it's going to round up to 40. Okay, and then we have 52. And is 52 closer to 50 or 60 when we think about the 5 being in the tens place, and it's closer to 50. So now this is the part where it gets super easy, right? So now that we have our numbers as friendly numbers, we can multiply our 4 and our 5 together. And I want you to think about, what is 4 times 5? Yep, you're right, it's 20. So we have 20. And now I'm going to add my 2 zeros that represent place value as well. Okay, so I'm going to add my 2 zeros right here. 1, 2, 1, 2. And our answer is 2,000. Okay, and remember to put your comma in, count over 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. All right, so let's take a look at another one. I'm gonna get my wipe today. Hopefully that'll help take this off the bathroom today, because the last time it didn't come off very well, but we're gonna try it again. All right, so now let's say I have the problem 180 times 68. So remember, when you're dealing with multiplication, that multiplication symbol means groups of, when you multiply. So I have 180 groups of 68, or 68 groups of 180, and that is a lot to do in my head. So to make this easier, we're going to estimate. So now I want you to think about, this time I see numbers in the hundreds, okay? And then this numbers we still have in the tens place. So we're going to round this to the nearest 100, and we're going to round this to the nearest 10. So if I think of 180, here's my hundreds place, right? Ooh, this is bigger than 5, so I know I need to round this up to the next 100. So this is going to become 200 times, so I'm going to round this to the nearest 10. And that 8 in the ones place is above 5 as well, so this is going to round up to 70. So now I'm going to multiply 2 times 7, okay, and 2 times 7 is 14. And now I'm going to add in my 2 zeros for my hundreds and my 1 0 for my tens. So I'm going to add in 3 zeros. So my answer is 14,000. Easy peasy, right? my last one that we're going to do today is one where we have both numbers in the hundreds, because that is what we are going up to for today. So if I have 521 times 715, well, since I know that both of my numbers are in the hundreds, we're going to round to the nearest hundred. Okay, so I look at this 521. Here's my hundreds place, and I look at it, and the 2 is below 5. So this is going to round down. It's closer to 500 than closer to 600. I'm going to write 500 times, here's my hundreds place again. Okay, and when I look at rounding, this 1 is below 5, so we're going to round to 700 instead of 800. So now to make our multiplication easier, I'm going to look at my whole numbers, or my numbers that have actual numbers, not just 0. 0 is a number too. And I'm going to multiply 7 times 5, which is 35. And then I'm going to add my zeros to mark my hundreds. So I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to count back and put in my commas. So I'm going to start here and count over 3 spots. 1, 2, 3. And so my answer is 350,000. Okay? So just to wrap this up today, when you estimate, you're making your numbers easier to multiply. Okay? Stuff that you can do in your head, or numbers that you can use and multiply in your head using those basic facts that you already know. So keep that in mind as you're doing your lesson today. Have a great day. You're the bee's knees. Your teachers miss you all, and we will see you soon. Bye.